Washington, Reuters, U.S. consumer prices rose marginally in May amid a slowdown in increases in the cost of gasoline, and the underlying trend continued to suggest moderate inflation in the economy. The Labor Department Euro Trademark S inflation report was published ahead of the start of the Federal Reserve Euro Trademark S two-day policy meeting on Tuesday. Steadily rising inflation and a tightening labor market are expected to encourage the U.S. Central Bank to raise interest rates for a second time this year on Wednesday. The Consumer Price Index increased 0.2% last month, also as food prices were unchanged. That followed a similar gain in the CPI in April. In the 12 months through May, the CPI increased 2.8%, the biggest advance since February 2012, after rising 2.5% in April. Excluding the volatile food and energy components, the CPI rose 0.2%, supported by a rebound in new motor vehicle prices and a pickup in the cost of healthcare, after edging up 0.1% in April. That lifted the year-on-year increase in the so-called core CPI to 2.2%, the largest rise since February 2017, from 2.1% in April. Annual inflation measures are rising as last year a Euro Trademark S week readings fall from the calculation. Last month a Euro Trademark S increase in both the CPI and core CPI was in line with economists' Euro Trademark expectations. The Fed tracks a different inflation measure, which is just below its 2% target. Economists are divided on whether policymakers will signal one or two more rate hikes in their statement accompanying the rate decision on Wednesday. The $.DXY held gains versus a basket of currencies immediately after the data before falling to trade slightly lower. U.S. Treasury yields were trading lower while U.S. stock index futures were slightly higher. Food prices. The FED Euro Trademark S preferred inflation measure, the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index excluding food and energy, rose 1.8% on a year-on-year basis in April, matching mark a Euro Trademark S increase. Economists expect the core PCE price index will breach its 2% target this year. Fed officials have indicated they would not be too concerned with inflation overshooting the target. Last month, gasoline prices increased 1.7% after surging 3.0% in April. Food prices were unchanged in May after rising 0.3% in the prior month. Food consumed at home fell 0.2% amid declines in the cost of meat, eggs, fruits and vegetables. Owners saw Euro Trademark equivalent rent of primary residence, which is what a homeowner would pay to rent or receive from renting a home, rose 0.3% in May after a similar gain in April. Healthcare costs gained 0.2% last month after nudging up 0.1% in April. Prices for new motor vehicles rose 0.3% after sliding 0.5% in April. Prices for used cars and trucks fell 0.9% after tumbling 1.6% in April. Airline fares declined 1.9% in May after dropping 2.7% in the prior month. Prices for apparel and recreation were unchanged in May.